me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments is the latest action-adventure game to feature Sherlock Holmes. If you've played any of the past Sherlock Holmes games, then I'm sure you're wondering, what exactly is different this time around than the past games like Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper, or even The Testament of Sherlock Holmes? The answer to that isn't really that simple, as there's a lot of big changes this time around. The biggest changes, of course, is that they're using a new engine than the past games in the series. They're using the Unreal 3 engine that allows them to have the game look absolutely stunning with detailed character models and environments. However, the big changes actually starts from the gameplay. This time around, we're not going to be doing a point-and-click adventure style, but instead we're going to be looking at the environments from a third-person perspective, though you can also still use the classic first-person mode that's been in the games for a while. This time around, though, the investigations are a tad bit different, as we'll be using multiple new systems that are, well, they're either really good or they're really bad. Let's talk about a few of them. So the first one, let's talk about the really, really awesome one, which is the use of logic. If you've ever played the Ace Attorney Investigations series, you're probably familiar with the concept of using logic in order to pinpoint two different pieces of information together in order to form new ones for the mystery. This system works just the same in Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments, except it goes a little bit further, which allows you to pick different choices to then move into new information. It's a very interesting system, which will bring a lot of very interesting implications to how you'll solve the mystery. Another new system that's in place is the ability to scan people. Now, if you've ever watched the Sherlock BBC show, you're most likely familiar of the words that pop around people when Sherlock tries to figure them out through what their job description is, what they're wearing, and so forth, to determine their identity, social class, and many other things. This concept can be very helpful when interrogating witnesses, which is also similar to the Phoenix Wright style of when they issue a statement, trying to find the contradiction in that statement with the evidence and our logic that you've used in the past. Like in past Sherlock Holmes games, we also have to solve puzzles in order to get past certain moments in the story. However, this time around we have the option to skip the puzzles entirely, which is a nice addition. However, you can, if you really want to, skip all the puzzles in the game, which is a bit weird as this kind of defeats the purpose of there being puzzles anyway. Finally, the last two new systems in place are very, very similar, where you basically have flashbacks to past events with Sherlock when you get near close to an object and scan it. The other system in place is being able to see details that other people wouldn't normally get to see, since Sherlock has the keen observation skill. And well, this is a nice feature, but it kind of defeats the purpose of past games where we actually got to explore a little bit more in detail with certain objects. Instead, they're just either missing and they're highlighted by a glowing item instead. Finally, there's one last new addition that really makes Crimes and Punishments a very unique entry in the Sherlock Holmes games. The concept is morality. This time around, the entire case is up to you on whether or not you think someone is the killer or not. You're going to have to look at all the evidence and all the logic and find out who you think the killer actually is, which is a very nice addition. But then not only do you have to pick out who the killer is, but you then have to decide, is he a cold-blooded murderer? Or is the killer just someone who is just in the wrong place at the wrong time and maybe have a little bit lenient sentence or crush him with the fullest extent of the law? The choice is up to you, and it might just come back to bite you later on. Overall, Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments is a very unique entry for the Sherlock Holmes mystery game series. If you've ever enjoyed any of the past Sherlock Holmes games, then this really should be a no-brainer when it comes to this franchise. However, if you're new to this game series, then I think you might really enjoy it, as it's pretty action-packed, with all numerous cases and some interesting twists and turns that you won't see coming. Overall, I'd highly recommend you pick up Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments for PC and/or console. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, concerns, or any review requests, please email us at BitShiftTV@gmail.com or leave a comment on the video, and make sure to like it, subscribe, and share, and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/BitShiftTV. Thanks again for watching.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.